Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Taurus placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Taurus, Happy New Year. You're the first reading of 2026, which feels significant for you today. I'm getting a ton of downloads for you. I have a full page of downloads, so I'm gonna go through them with you. So the first message that I'm getting, like, it all feels related, but it's like the main point of the energy of your reading today is that it feels like you are in the process of, or you're going to be, maybe in this new year, creating something that is exactly to your specifications, because you can't find it ready-made or or what's available is not ideal, or it's not like exactly what you want. So I'm getting like this very strong energy of customization and creating your version of this ideal, whatever that is for you. Like I'm kind of getting something like a house, for example, or like maybe it's a business or workplace, or like whatever it is, it feels very tangible. It also doesn't have to be that large of a scale either. It could be something a bit more simple. Like it could be whatever it is for you. Like you're creating something that is customized to you. I'm getting like the color brown feels very significant to you, which is coming through as root, earth star chakra, so very physical. And I'm getting sort of like this energy of soil, and the right kind of soil, like planting something in new, more fertile soil for healthy roots. So I was actually seeing this image of like, a plant that has been suffering because it was planted in clay, which of course it's not going to grow in that. And I was seeing white clay specifically. And then putting it into something that has more nutrients, like soil. It's not as densely packed as clay. It's coming through as like more nutrients, like planting something into soil that has more nutrients. And I feel like so it could be something that is like existing, like whatever this it feels kind of like a project of some sort, or whatever that is, or like something that you're putting a lot of energy into, something that you're very invested in, something that you're pouring energy in to grow. It hasn't been growing, or because the soil is not fertile. So it's kind of like uprooting that and putting it into soil that is actually abundant is what I'm getting for you. And I was getting that whatever this thing is for you is that it's very co-creative, meaning that there's a lot of other people who are also involved in this. It could be that you have okay, I'm just gonna go in order, sorry. So co-creation, very important, and that there's something really positive that is being born out of frustration. And the example of this is like, because you can't find the perfect fit for whatever this is, like there's been a lot of frustration or failure, which then leads you to create the thing that's perfect, right? It's like, because you experienced all those frustrations and failures in the past, all of those experiences allowed you to like customize, or whatever it is, what it is that's going to be perfect for you. Okay. And then there's something here about like finding the right people who are going to contribute to this goal. So either they have a shared vision, or they're getting on board with your vision. And it could be that you're meeting new people who will meet these needs, or that the people you already know are going to be learning new skills that are going to be perfect for this new vision that you have. Because it's kind of coming through as being like, this is not a new idea, feels like. It feels kind of like this is something that maybe you've been nurturing in private, or that if you have started it in the past. Like there's been a lot of false starts or like things that didn't quite pan out very well. Like it's like it was planted at some point, but it was planted in clay, so it's not going to grow. And so it's kind of like there's been a lot of false starts. It's just how it's kind of coming through, and that there's a new beginning for whatever this is. And it feels like it's in tune with divine timing, because it's coming through as being like, it feels very much like it has part of like the divine timing aspect or the co-creative aspect was a specific person or a group of people that was like key for this happening, right? So it's kind of like the right person has come into your life for this to happen. The right circumstances, whatever it is. It does strongly feel like another person, though. And it could be that you know this person already. Like, it doesn't have to be that you haven't met them yet. You could know this person. Maybe they're relatively new. Maybe you just don't know them well enough yet. And it's kind of like once you get to know them or whatever, it's like they have exactly the skill, let's say, that you need in order for this dream to come true. It's like they're the missing piece, or that kind of thing. But there's a lot of message here about like frustration and delays. Like that there are forces working against the goal that you have. So it's like it was coming through as being like forces, not forces necessarily that are working against you, but forces that are working against the dream itself. Like, I don't know how to explain that exactly. I'm just going to leave it there. Like, just like, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't feel malicious. It doesn't feel intentional, but it's kind of like, it feels kind of like there are delays and like, okay. But anyways, there are things in that you can do in the meantime to prepare for when the path finally becomes clear. Okay, so I was also getting that this is your magician energy that is reaching a new level. But in the past, there have been a lot of like things that have kept your magician energy limited. And that is part of the delays or the frustrations that you are currently working through, is how it's coming through. And so it's almost coming through as being like, this is like the final clearing of those past limitations that have kept this magician energy from reaching its fullest potential. That there have been past, like it's coming through as being like, in the past, if this opportunity has come around before, in the past, maybe you didn't take full advantage of it because of like whatever, certain circumstances, certain people, certain relationships, certain, like maybe you were in a job or whatever that wouldn't allow for you to explore this opportunity. And it's like, those are the challenges that you are currently clearing out. It does feel kind of like it's an ending, or that you've reached some sort of like cycle, where you can make a different choice. And the action, or like the action, the last few messages coming through here is that choosing this path feels effortful. And not to say that it's a negative thing, or that like it's like really hard or whatever, but it's kind of like it does require effort in order to stay the course, because I feel like there's a lot of things that could potentially pull you away from this path. And I feel like in the past that did happen, where in the past this is something where it's like you've tried to do this but got pulled away, and so you got pulled off the course, or like the thing didn't pan out, or you weren't able to like meet this goal or whatever in the past. And that, so it does require some effort to stay on the path, whatever that is for you. I was also seeing this image of someone who was like in the car, like being driven somewhere, on their way to like some sort of special event where this person was required to give a speech, right? Like that was the example that was coming through. I'm seeing that as you, Taurus. Like someone who's like required to give a speech or something like that. And but like hitting traffic, right? Like hitting traffic and like being sort of stuck on your way to the path. And it's like that is part of the delay and frustration that you may be experiencing. But that in the meantime, while you're stuck in traffic, metaphorically, there are things that you can do that will help you to prepare, like reading over your speech, or like, I don't know, like meditating, or, you know, like things like that that are going to help you to become like to like be in the right energy for whatever this is, or something like that. And that I feel like there's something here about also anxiety as well, because there's this message coming through about like the event doesn't start without you because you're the guest of honor, right? So it's like it's not going to, like, this is your event. It's not going to start without you. And to sort of just like calm the anxiety, if there is any, about that. And finally, we have here that there is a heart, throat, and sacral chakra energy clearing. So those three chakras, the throat, the heart, and the sacral chakra. And initially I was getting it sort of like coming up, like sacral to heart to throat. But now I'm kind of getting it as like grounding something, where it's going from like throat to heart to sacral into the ground. So it does feel like whatever this is feels very physical, very physically rooted in some way. Like this feels like something that is grounding, that you're going to be working with like physical materials in whatever way this is. And finally, I'm getting kind of like this message here of like, it was coming through as a tower moment. It doesn't feel like, well, it could be intense for some of you, that there is some sort of tower moment. Maybe you're in it right now, or that it's happening shortly. It doesn't necessarily feel like a really, well, I shouldn't say that, but it just feels kind of like, there's some sort of tower moment, like something unexpected. Yeah, that's how it's coming through. Something unexpected is just how I'm going to leave it. That is revealing a mystical sister. So the mystical sister card is in this deck, the Archetypes. So it's it's revealing an ally that you have, someone who is like someone that you can trust, someone that you can rely on, someone that supports you unconditionally. There's a lot of respect and love in this dynamic, but it's revealed through tower moment. So it's kind of like something where like maybe this is again, it's kind of coming through as being like someone that you don't know very well, but you know them. And it's kind of like through this tower moment, whatever it is, like you see the truth of who they are to you. You see that they are a true ally, because it's kind of like this sort of tough situation that's revealing someone's true colors in the best way possible, where it's like this person is really an ally, right? You can really depend on this person. You can trust them. You respect them. They respect you, and all of that. That's how it's coming through. That's the message that I'm getting for you, Taurus, which is really interesting. Okay, so 15 minutes and it was just messages. So your first card out today is the Great Serpent, the Ouroboros. This is a card about like transformation and change. I'm kind of getting this energy of like something coming back around and then reaching an end point, right? Like that's how it's feeling. I also sometimes see this card as being like a contained cycle, like something where it's like, hold on, let's see what it says. A hungry snake bends itself around you in a gesture of protection and guardianship, giving you the space and safety to participate in the work. Anything and everything can be offered into its mouth for transformation, good, bad, blasphemous, or precious. The materials of our life transmutate into gems along the great serpent spine. Along with your woes, the Ouroboros engulfs every pair of opposites. What is masculine becomes feminine. What is sky becomes earth. What is past becomes future. When this card appears, you have entered the quantum realm. Everything is a possibility. No one knows the limits of the Ouroboros. Just when you fell into thinking that your life was straightening out, the snake takes you once again into its gaping mouth for an entirely new trajectory. Note that the great serpent eats itself, not others. The work starts and ends with the alchemist themselves. Through this remembrance, the alchemist learns to service the world. Okay. Interesting. So it's about... Okay, so you have here the Drowned King at the bottom of the deck, which does feel significant. Where it's like... I feel like there is something of the Drowned King energy that's transforming. I'm kind of getting this energy of... like some sort of new path for you, Taurus. That you're at the beginning and the end of something. Well, of course, we're in the new year, so it could be about that, but it doesn't have to be. It feels a lot bigger than that. But it does feel like, of course, like the physical realm feels like it's aligning with your energy at the moment, right? Like your reading today feels very much like it's based in the physical. The physical is the material that you're working with. And so the new year that we're entering also is part of the context that your energy is in. That's how it's coming through, right? The beginning and the end of something. So it does, if this is because this is kind of looking like, a timeline almost of the year ahead, and it's kind of like, especially in Taurus season, right? May with this green, of course. That's I don't think that's an emerald, but emerald is the birthstone of Taurus. That one's an emerald actually. So that looks like May to me. May, June, July into September. Looks like, well, starting in April, so April to, let's say, September looks like a really prosperous time of the year for you, which is really interesting. I've never seen it like that. And there's something at the end of the year, like December, November as well, that feels like I don't know, this year feels very significant. But it does feel like, anyways, I was talking about the Drowned King. Like, if there's been anything here, this feels like the past energy where maybe you suffered a loss. It's kind of like getting the gems from that experience, or that is transforming, right? Like, that loss is transforming into a gain, or that you're seeing some sort of, like, positive outcome that's coming from a loss in the past that you've had. There's something significant about months. The number 12 is coming through because we have 12 months in a year. There could be something very significant about, like, each month having its own sort of, like, significant lesson that you're learning or something like that, Taurus. And I'm kind of getting that it also might be bigger than that. It might not just be in months, but it may also be years for you. This may be sort of like a year-long sort of journey that you're going to be on, where each year feels like a significant turning point is really what's coming through with that. Like, calendar feels very significant for some of you. Okay. I'm going to pull a card from the Archetypes. What's Taurus's energy? Interesting. The Hunter and the Riddle. But I am seeing you emerging out of the riddle. Like, so I feel like the riddle energy is this energy of frustration, right? Like this thing about like trying to solve a problem but not being able to find the answer, or like experiencing a lot of delays, or just being like run around, right? Like I don't know if that's the right saying, right? Like feeling like you've like I just keep seeing like someone trying to like get somewhere, but there's just like constant interruptions, constant distraction. Well, not distractions. It feels like interruptions that are preventing you from getting somewhere. And it's kind of just like, okay, enough of that. I feel like that's what's changing here with the Hunter, because I'm seeing you as emerging out of this. This is also giving me Sagittarius vibes. And I know that Lilith is going into Sagittarius if it's not there already. That's the energy that this is coming through with. And of course, Lilith comes in with this energy of like saying no to things that society deems as being like important, right? Like that's how it's coming through. I know I'm oversimplifying that a bit, but it's like I'm seeing you as being like breaking through some sort of limitation, again with that energy of like the Magician, breaking through some sort of limitation that I feel like society has placed upon you in regards to your Magician energy. So it could be something in terms of like what you're creating. Yeah, like what you're creating feels very significant. I'm getting like a very strong expansion energy as well with this. The Hunter feels like it's also like going after what you want. And again, it's like I'm seeing like a specific goal that you're working towards, but I feel like this is something that you have tried to go towards in the past, but it hasn't, the circumstances haven't worked out in that way to allow you to do that yet. And it's like, I feel like that's what's changing, right? Like the circumstances, there's an opportunity. It's kind of like the traffic is clearing up all of a sudden. Like just that, I'm getting just like that moment of like, once you pass that point where the traffic was at a bottleneck, it's like everything just opens up and like you're free to go. That's sort of the energy that I'm getting for you, Taurus. So there may have been an energy for you where there's just been this feeling of constriction or limitation or like frustration or just like almost being like chained to a desk is how it's coming through. Like that's been very frustrating for you, especially if you've been in this sort of like Hunter energy. I'm going to read what this one says because it's been a while since this one has come out in a reading. The seeker, the pursuer, the predator. The hunter is on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option in the hunter's eye. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart or stomach. Tales of bravery and feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter is skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back, the hunter typically has a weapon of choice When this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? Is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? Interesting. So study the Greek goddess Artemis. Notice her nuanced relationship to the moon, the earth, and the feminine. The predator honors its prey with a precise and skillful hunt. The hunter deeply reveres the life it aims to take. It's very interesting that this is a feminine energy, and that it mentions something about a weapon of choice, right? Like, weapon is a strong word. I feel like it's more like tool, right? Like, what is the tool that you're using to hunt your prey, whatever it is? Like, what are you using to go after what you want? And why are you hunting it is also feeling very like a significant question to ask. Because it feels like the answer to that is the chakras that I was mentioning, the throat, the heart, and the sacral, which feels like an expression of desire. It does feel like desire. Feels a bit primal. But that could also be like, it doesn't have to be sexual in nature. It absolutely could be for some of you. But it also feels kind of like it feels like just desire. That's just what's coming through, which is, I feel like is, maybe there's been something like it almost feels like just because you want to, Taurus. That's what's coming through with that. Just because you want to. Okay. Interesting. I am feeling that in a positive way, in a healthy way. So just keep that in mind. Okay, Taurus. We have here, okay, the peacock. That always gives me Venus energy. And then you have crocodile and the bat, which feels significant because this feels like an energy of like lying in wait for something to end is how it's coming through. Like there is this strong energy here of like something is coming to an end, but that like until that happens, you're waiting, right? Not waiting in like a passive way, because it does feel kind of like the crocodile to me comes through with this energy of like it's kind of like Page of Swords, but sharper. Like not like the King of Swords, even though it's a water element, but but who's presenting as a page is actually how it's coming through, which is not a bad thing. It just feels kind of like you're making plans is what this feels like. While you're waiting for something to end, you're making plans, you're strategizing, but you're not seeing anything about it is how it's feeling. It's kind of like you're observing, right? And through that observation, you're making plans, strategizing something, while you're waiting for something to end. And then you have here the peacock, which does talk about a key word that's used in that description is digestion, which is the stomach, which is the solar plexus, which is the one that I didn't mention out of the 3 chakras in alignment, right? Throat, heart, solar plexus, and sacral. Solar plexus was the one I left out, about digestion and hunger, especially with the hunter, feels relevant to that. Like going after something that elicits this sort of energy of hunger and desire. That's how it's coming through. But there's been this period of time where you have to wait for something to end. Very interesting, Taurus. Okay. And you have the snake at the bottom of the deck, which is coming through with that great serpent energy. Okay, what is this? What is Taurus going after? Or what is an external energy outside of Taurus? Let's get that way. External energy outside of Taurus. What is Taurus hunting? Okay. So you have summer, the uncreated, and the golden rose. So summer, it feels like a significant timing aspect for you. Especially with this card, the Great Serpent. This is representing the summer, right? But it feels like April, May feels like maybe a very significant starting point for you. Like April, May feels like there's maybe not starting point, because I feel like it has already started, but like a significant sort of like event, right? Like the beginning, something very tangible coming through in April and May. But summer feels like the bulk of it, the main point of it. Anyways, that timing feels very significant. It doesn't have to be that, especially if you're watching this at a later date. It could just represent like the energy of summer, which is this in this deck is this energy of like full bloom, things sort of being in like coming to fruition, a lot of activity, that kind of thing. But with the uncreated coming through, like I do feel like you are creating something. It does feel like you are creating something significant, with the golden rose coming out as well. It does. So this is a card that specifically references this process of alchemy, right? So it feels kind of like you are like turning lead into gold, right? It's like the whole process of alchemy, transmuting something, turning something from lead into gold, from nothing into something, from basic into valuable. Like that kind of process. I feel like there's something that you're transforming or creating that feels very purposeful. Okay. Cards are just flying today. Okay. You have the prayer card coming out here with the other. These cards fell out face down, so I'm not going to take them. But we have the Kairos, the vessel, the mountain, and the venom. The prayer talks about being of service to others or something bigger than you. I feel like I'm getting this energy. Okay, I watched this clip of an interview of Lady Gaga and Stephen Colbert, who he asked her about if she identifies with Lady Gaga as the persona or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the question was. And she said yes and no, that Lady Gaga is the creator. Lady Gaga is the creation. Herself, Stephanie Germanotta, or whatever her last name is the creator. So Stephanie is the creator, Lady Gaga is the creation. And it's become this thing that's sort of bigger than her as a person. That's sort of the energy that I'm getting for you, Taurus. Like it's kind of like you, the creator, are creating something that becomes bigger than just you. And it becomes this sort of other thing that perhaps has like service to others, but it's like this, like, I don't know, it just grows is what I'm getting with this. The eagle. Mastery of fire and air is what the eagle is. Mastery of fire and air. Again, transformation is really significant for your reading today. You're transforming something. To me, the eagle also talks about triumph over obstacles. It's like getting the solution, especially because you have the riddle here. That there's been a riddle, but it's like you're getting the solution to something. It's I'm getting like this strong emphasis of like this is the missing piece, or that you're getting the missing piece to something. I don't know if that's this, like you're going after the missing piece, or that the missing piece, like getting the missing piece allows you to go after this, whatever this is. It feels a bit like both. They're indistinguishable from one another is what's coming through. Like it's like like I'm getting this image now of like a locked door, right? A locked door. And you haven't had the key to open it for whatever reason, but there's like a person who comes in who has the key. So it's like the key is the thing that you were searching for, but in order to find the key, you needed to meet that person, right? Like that's how it's feeling. And so the person unlocks the door into whatever this is. So at the same, like the person, let's say it's a person, I don't know. I feel like there is someone significant in this venture for you, like this new adventure that if you had never met this person, this door never would have unlocked, right? Like that's how it's coming through. So this person is helping you to unlock a door, and you're moving through it is how it's feeling. Like that whatever is behind this door is all of this energy. The summer, the uncreated, the golden rose. This is the desired outcome that you've been waiting for. I feel like you're in the process of observing it at the moment, Taurus, is how it's coming through. Like, not in a creepy way, but it's like with the crocodile, it's like you have your eye on something is really how it's coming through. Like, whatever it is that has piqued your curiosity, like you have your eye on this. Maybe it's a person, I don't know. It does feel kind of like something like that, or there's been something that's caught your eye. This is the key, or this person has the key, or something like that. But I do feel like at the moment you're sort of waiting because there is some sort of ending that needs to happen first. Or something needs to end first, whatever that is. Okay, can I get a couple more cards for this other owl? Yeah. A lot of air energy here. We have Aquarius and Libra. The owl talks about a blessing that's on the way. And then gazelle. Coming out with the golden rose. And then you have fish at the bottom of the deck. There's something here about the eyes that are really significant with these two animals. Like the eyes look very similar. And then you have I sometimes see this gazelle as like tear tracks. But it's also there in the owl as well, which is really interesting. It feels like whatever this energy is staring right back at you. Is kind of how it's going through, Taurus. This energy is like whatever it is that, okay. Now that the way that the cards are showing, like, are on the table, because I'm seeing you as this, like, okay. It's really interesting. your energy feels like this. The crocodile, the peacock, and the bat, right? And on the table, it's on this side. And then this energy is here. So the way that you're looking here, the peacock and the crocodile is almost in a different direction. You're looking in a different direction than this energy. But the hunter is facing this other, which is really interesting. So it's kind of like maybe in like, I don't know, in public, let's say, you're not focused on this energy. You're almost like not looking at them, maybe intentionally, but this hunter energy is only focused on them, is how it's coming through, or whatever this is. Doesn't have to be a person. It could be an opportunity. It could be something that you're creating. And it's like you're just waiting for the right time, because I feel like with the bat here, there's some sort of ending that's happening for you. Some sort of like closure, something that you're being released from, or that you're releasing. And this other, I feel like, is looking straight at you. They know that you're there, that you're arriving, or that you're coming closer to them in some way. They know this is how it's feeling, especially with this combination, intuition and presence. They are also, I feel like, on some level, like, okay, because the eagle does feel kind of like it's like they're, perhaps mastering something. I don't know. You have the sword. The sword at the bottom of the deck, which feels significant to you because it's the weapon of choice, right? Truth is how it's going through that. It's very interesting, Taurus, the way that the cards are coming through, because it's like on the surface, your energy is focused in the other direction, but this desire feels like is focused on this other, whatever that is for you. I'm almost at time, but I'm gonna pull a few more cards from the tarot. The letter T is coming through significantly, but like a silent T, which is interesting. Like it's there, but it's not heard. Like that's what's coming through for you, right? Like it's absolutely there. It's very significant, but it's not tangible. It's just the word that's coming through. I do feel like you are moving towards that, though, the tangibility of something. Because so far all you have is like air. You have air, water, and 4 air cards, 1 water card, 1 fire card. So no earth yet. But I do feel like that, like you're in the process of that, because it does feel like the energy's moving down, like something is grounding. It may take until the summer until that happens. I don't know. Okay. King of Pentacles, as I was saying, there's no earth, but you are the King of Pentacles, Taurus. That's the thing. I do feel like you're moving into that, right? It's like making plans to make something physical, or like the earth, the materials, what you're working with. But right now, you're in this process of like waiting, right? Like there's just a lot of things maybe happening right now that is preventing you from doing that in the physical, but that is what you're working towards, that because you are the King of Pentacles. That is who you are. And the Sun, yeah. I do feel like you are moving towards that. It's just kind of like you've been stuck in something for a while. Like I am seeing like chained to something. And because it was coming through his desk, it could be work related. It doesn't have to be though for you. But chained to something that has kept you in place. And it's like but I feel like it's not, it's kind of like, even if you're physically chained to something, your mind is free, is how it's coming through. Like, your mind is free to daydream or whatever. Like, that's how it's feeling. Like, even though physically you're stuck somewhere, your mind is already in this new place with this other, is kind of how it's coming through. Queen of Swords, yeah. Yeah, your mind, it feels like this, like your mind is really significant in like that, like it feels like all of your energy is almost like focused or concentrated up here, which is really interesting for you, Taurus. You could have a lot of thoughts running through. Like, again, I'm getting very strong energy of like thinking about things, strategizing, planning, observing. Like, I'm not so much getting like trying to solve a problem, right? Like, not trying to, like, strategizing can include that, but it's almost like taking in information. Like, just listening, just observing, especially with the Queen of Swords. That's sort of the energy that I'm getting for you. A lot of, like, observing is just how it's coming through. With intention, right? That's how it's feeling. And can I get a few cards for this other? The Magician. Two of Cups and Temperance, yeah. This feels like another person. Again, doesn't have to be romantic or sexual, although it could be for some of you. But they are Two of Cups. And they're coming through with Magician and Temperance. The Temperance energy with the Gazelle. So maybe they have Sagittarius in their chart. Doesn't have to be, but both of these cards, especially Temperance, is Sagittarius energy, but Gazelle to me is also Sagittarius. Patient, present, also very observant. I feel like they are also very aware of what's happening. They are Two of Cups. I feel like they are also in their Magician energy, or something about their Magician energy is active. They're harnessing it with purpose, right? Though, because it feels like it's kind of like they're the key to whatever this is for you. They're the one who unlocks the door. Not at all to say that like you're not important, like that your energy is not important in the unlocking of this, because I feel like it's like it's yours, whatever. I'm not describing that properly. I do feel like it's something where it's a co-creation, right? It's both of you. The Emperor, the Seven of Wands, and the Tower. Yeah, I feel like, though, right now, like, what's between you is this energy of, like, you're in this space of the Emperor, the Seven of Wands, defending yourself against some sort of tower energy that's around you at the moment. The Tower doesn't feel like you or this other. It feels like almost like an external circumstance, something that's happening in your environment that you're trying to guard yourself against in whatever way, or protect yourself from, or like be really strong and firm in the face of whatever this is. And it's like, as soon as that's over, whatever this is can get started, is how it's feeling. Okay, Taurus, I'm gonna end it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. It helps so much, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day and a great new year. Bye.